Our third speaker is Mr. Lewis Ho, the Head of Department for Physical Education and Co-Curricular Activities, Seng Secondary School. He'll be speaking on topics adapted sports for persons with disabilities, with a focus on his school efforts in helping every student, including disabled ones, to attain their potential in and through sports. Let us welcome Mr. Lewis Ho on stage.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, distinguished guests, colleagues, and colleagues from the Ministry of Education, friends. I'm very honored and humbled, and also very nervous to be up here speaking on what my school have done to include Paralympic Games. So allow me to introduce you to my school. I'm teaching in the Seng Secondary School, a school that is situated in the northeastern part of Singapore. And our vision is to be the choice school for character development and learning, and our mission is to nurture lifelong learners, gracious citizens, and resilient leaders, guided by the values which we call RISE, respect, resilience, integrity, self-discipline, and excellence. So that drives and motivates the school, in coming up with the programs. A little bit of the history of the school. It was established in 1999, and we are running on a full capacity, so there is about 1,200 students in 33 classes. Currently we have that now. Supported by 105 teachers and 28 support staff. Our niche area or strong areas in the area of sports, especially in hockey, and it was converted into a Learning for Life program. And we team it as building character through PE and sports. It serves as a reminder for all of us, teachers, and also students that sports has a larger meaning. Right? So we believe in building character through physical education and sports, and that they are key platforms for character building. We hope that every student that comes out from our school will be active and healthy students with good character. And hopefully they also will be playing the role models of and an advocate of a healthy lifestyle to their friends, family, and the community. Our school is also a special needs resource school, designated by MOE. And what does it mean? That means that the Ministry of Education gives us additional support, in terms of meeting the needs of the special needs in our school. So we have an allied educator that specializes in addressing the different needs of the students, especially those from the special needs. And we have a group of teachers who are also special needs trained. If I'm not wrong, they receive their training at NIE. All right, we have, I think, about 10 to 20% of them that are trained. We have, as of today, 61 students that's classified as special needs. And the classification of special needs comes in various degrees. Some dyslexia, ADHD, autism, cerebral palsy, and muscular dystrophy. Of course, in particular interest, right now we have about 3 of them who have cerebral palsy, and also another 3 muscular dystrophy. We have also another 5 that have lower limbs disability. So because of this profile of this growth of students, it is challenging to include them in some of these activities that we have for them. Just a very quick introduction of how we do our games teaching in the PE lesson. I'll be in the area of PE and sports. So we have different sports. We teach different sports at different levels. So in Sec 1, they did netball and badminton. Sec 2, they will have basketball, football. So we introduce to them an array of sports throughout their 4 or 5 years in Seng Secondary. And each year, sometimes we introduce 2, sometimes we do it 3. Depending on the time. Facilities, a big contributing factors to what we can do and what we cannot do in the school. We have a parade square where it can be a netball, we can have a game of netball, handball, and the various others game. We do convert one of our indoor venues. It used to be an indoor air rifle range. We convert it sometimes to hold indoor sports when a venue was an issue in the past. We have a multi-purpose hall that can be converted into playing a basketball and badminton. An indoor sports hall. 2 levels, level 1, level 2. This was just recently built in this year. So that gives us a lot of opportunities to do many things. And we have the gym, the weights room. So the question here is there a place for Paralympic Games in our school? Why do we want to include Paralympic sports? It is the department that when we come together, we were discussing what's the educational value, how do we fit in Paralympic sports in the whole scheme of things that we have in our school system? Okay, what are the resources that's required to introduce Paralympic sports? Okay, in my previous school, I remember one of the CIP projects that my class worked with was to organize a fundraising project for the wheelchair basketball. And we know it's some of the challenges that we face in terms of resources. Okay, how do we then prepare our teachers, our students leaders in running this program? Many of our sports events that we organize in the school are run by our student leaders. Okay, we call them sports leaders. So again, we look back at our school mission, our school vision, and also our Learning for Life program. And we look at what is the objective and why do we want to do it. Okay, and I think we all know that it's a good platform. We are inspired by many of these para-athletes, okay, and even by our very own students who are facing various limitations in terms of their physical disability, in the day-to-day lessons in the class. So apart from developing values of compassion and empathy, we also hope to develop a greater understanding and awareness of the challenges faced by peers with disability, and also to promote the role of sports. I think to many of us at that age, sports is just about playing. Okay, they might not know the larger meaning to it, and we want our students to understand that there's a larger meaning to sports apart from playing. All right, and more importantly, social inclusion is about building communities together through sports. All right, so after some research, of course, we know that there was a Paralympic education in Australia. Okay, and excellent empowerment and inspiration are some of the values that drive the Paralympic movement, which we all know translate well into the education system. So we believe that we should be on the right track in introducing Paralympic Games in school. So how do we do that? Some of the key considerations that we look at, we do not want it to be a one-time-off program and that's it. Okay, we want it to be a structured approach towards having this Paralympic Games on a year-to-year basis. Okay, that is one of the key considerations because after the amount of time that we spend on preparing the students, training the students, and the teachers, we wanted to make sure that it lasts. All right? Of course, this year, Singapore is hosting the ASEAN Paralympic Games. The other objective is that we wanted the students to know more about this Asian Paralympic Games. Okay, ASEAN Paralympic Games, sorry. Okay, and in terms of partnership and programs, we're also looking at the sustainability. How long can we sustain this program? Okay, again, we did not want it to be a one-time off thing. Okay, we want it to be something that the students look forward to. So, how do we do that? We break this up into about 2 or 3 phases. We look at our current sports event that we organize. Okay, we have this, what we call the mini version of the Olympics in our school. We call it the Sports Fiesta, a very popular event that the students look forward to. Okay, I think this is run this year, it's running its 11th edition. Okay, so, and then after that, we decided to look into the PE curriculum and see how we can prepare the students, okay, to take part in whatever Paralympic Games that we prepare them for. And that includes theory lessons on Paralympic Games. This is a publicity that the students will look forward to. In PE lessons, the students will train and play the game to prepare themselves for this game. Okay, but sad to say, only 20 students can play. And in a class of 40 students, only 20 students can take part in these games. Okay, 10 for the boys and 10 for the girls. Okay, so, and you know, every year is the same. Sec 1 is captain's ball, Sec 2 is football, Sec 3 handball, ultimate frisbee. So half the class will be participating in this game. All right, so this is another slide. I must acknowledge that the reason why we can do this is because of the help of the Singapore Disability Sports Council. I'm not sure if Mr. Tan is here, who's the director. It's Mr. Tan, yeah. He's been a great help, and without their help, okay, we could not have done this. Okay, so I think, shall we give them a round of applause? Singapore. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Tan. All right, so we were very excited to do this. What happened was, so what happens to the other 20 students that are not doing anything? Okay, besides supporters, we usually organize fringe activities. We introduce chuk ball, we introduce other sports that are not taught in PE lessons. This year, we decided that we want to have a theme to the fringe activities that was introduced to the other students, and we make it along the lines of Paralympic sports. So we've had boccia, goal ball, wheelchair, basketball, seated volleyball. Now, so what happened, and this is the approach that we take, because we wanted to make sure that when the students leave here in 4 years or 5 years, they have they're exposed to 4 or 5 different Paralympic Games. Okay, we also need to look at the venues that we have. Of course, with the new indoor sports hall, there were a lot more that we can do. Okay, so that's why we're very thankful. Okay, this is something that is something that we taught this year. It's something that we've been thinking for a long time. Okay, so, and this is what happened. this is what we have, wheelchair basketball for the Sec 3 students. So they were playing wheelchair basketball, 3-on-3. Okay, we have goal ball in the Haven. We have seated volleyball at the indoor sports hall, and we have bocha for our students. Bocha was there also because we realized that many of our special needs students are able to participate in this game alongside with the able body. Okay, and I'd also like to acknowledge Maximilian, who is our ex-student in Seng Kang Sec, who is an inspiration to our students. Okay, and I was just told that, that when my current students are volunteering, okay, they recognize him and mention about him. All right, so, and he was very hands-on, okay, in getting our special needs students. This is the first for them, okay, that they are participating in the sports fiesta in a different way. Okay, and I remembered one of my colleagues said that I've never seen the special needs students smile during sports fiesta when they're playing. So it was a great joy to see them playing games. And both the students were also very happy that they can also, they didn't know that they can play games alongside with the special needs students as well, especially those on wheelchair. All right, so just to show you how did we prepare them. Okay, so the introduction of Paralympic Games was to the sports leaders during the sports leaders camp in June. Okay, all started this journey. The discussion, I think, started sometime in about March. Okay, we wanted to make sure that things run smoothly and that our student leaders are prepared because this is an event that's run by the PE department. Okay, and without the help of sports leaders, we cannot run so many activities in one day. Okay, so I mentioned that the fringe activities will be themed along the lines of the Paralympic Games in conjunction with the sports fiesta. Okay, and we invited, okay, Maximilian, who is well known in the school, to open and grace the occasion. All right, so this is what we did. Okay, we have a sports leaders training camp. Okay, it's a 3-day, 2-night training camp, and we've designated a segment, an afternoon, a whole afternoon, for the sports leaders to be exposed to what Paralympic Games are like. So, and this is what they did. Just introduction to our sports leaders, what do they do? Generally, apart from organizing sports events in our school, we also go out to the primary schools to actually run the sports carnival, organizers, being empires, okay, being good role models. Okay, so this is what our sports leaders do. They go to schools like Siming Primary, all primary schools within the Northeast cluster that we are at. Okay, so this is something that we do. So I'm very fortunate to have this very dynamic group of sports leaders who are willing to serve the community and who sees sports in a very different way. Okay, at that age, I don't remember myself behaving like that because all to me sports was about being played. But they see sports in a different way. All right, so SDSC came down. Okay, and I was very touched by the amount of support that they came. Okay, volunteers, equipment, and that really helps. Okay, to run this training for our sports leaders. Okay, wheelchair badminton. We tried wheelchair badminton. Okay, we tried goal ball. We have a set of goal ball equipment in our school as well. Okay, seated volleyball, bocha. Okay, wheelchair basketball. And then through this exposure, the department sat down again and decide what sports should be suitable for our school. Okay, we had theory lesson started in about 2012, and we are continuing to refine it as well. So it's not something that we have taught only about this year. Okay, we have introduced Paralympic Games as part of the Olympic education package. Okay, teachers resource package. Okay, so these are some of the things that we do in our school. Okay, so what is the review that we do? The partnership with the SDSC was a big factor in the success of the first Paralympic Games. Okay, it was a huge factor. Resources as well, we had enough venues this time around to go around to organize these games. So, of course, with a little bit of adaptations. Okay, manpower as well. SDSC was very generous in the supply of volunteers, okay, or their staff to help run the games alongside with our sports leaders. Okay, we also had a PE program that allows this adaptation to take place. I'm fortunate that the PE department is very open to introducing Paralympic Games and who saw the value in this. Okay. Teaching resource package also, we had a teacher who was very much into this and who drives the program and who created a lesson so that the students understand the value of playing these games. Okay, so we want to make sure that the students appreciate this as well. Okay, so impact on the students. Through our discussion and our review, we felt that it changed student perception on the following, that one of them said, okay, disability does not mean inability. Okay, they have a better appreciation of sports, especially how it builds community together. Okay, development of social skills, integration with special needs students. They really appreciate the fact that they can play alongside with their friends who are special needs. Okay, and it generates this whole sense of positivity among the students. Okay, greater awareness of Paralympic Games. Okay, I'm so pleased to announce, I just found out 2 days ago that 26 of my students in the school have volunteered to be volunteers for the Asian Paralympic Games. Okay, so I'm very pleased to hear, and they are doing on their own accord. Okay, we did not tell them to. So only when I asked for the list, they told me that we got 26 of them. Okay, both graduating and current. So I hope that's a testimony of our efforts in introducing Paralympic Games as well. Okay, moving forward, we hope to include Paralympic movement in PE program in our own ways. Okay, because we do have our existing PE syllabus that we need to fulfill. Okay, time is also another factor. Okay, both at the PE classes and also sports event. I mean, apart from the sports fiesta that we have, what other activities can we include? For example, cross country. I just heard about the running hour that we can help the blind people to run. I thought that would serve as a great motivating factor for our own students to run as well. So, okay. Values in Action project. We're also discussing with my colleagues on how can we create some of these VIA or community involvement projects to align with generating greater awareness and advocacy of Paralympic Games. Okay, partnership. Okay, we're looking at sustainability and then women partnership. Okay, with organizations that are willing to work with schools. Okay, especially in terms of resources, teaching resources, videos. Okay, and some of these things that we would like to develop. Okay, so apart from the Teachers Resource Package, I'm hoping that some of these videos that I saw, including Ms. Scout Besnet, I hope you can share your videos with my students because I'm sure they'll be very inspired to hear from you. And also the good work that all of you have been doing in terms of your resources. Okay, Paralympic Sports CCA for Special Needs has been in discussion, and I'm hoping that we can make the first move in offering that if there's a need to. It also depends on the student population. All right, and we also need to look at into manpower as well. All right, so in appreciation, this concludes my presentation. I'm appreciative of the school leaders that have been very supportive of the PE department efforts in trying to include Paralympic Games. Okay, and they saw it as a way to build community together. Our sports fiesta was held during the National Day celebration. Okay, and National Day is all about inclusion. Okay, what better way is it to do it during National Day? All right, and of course the PE department and the staff for overseeing the students with special needs, parents as well. Without the parent support, some of these cannot be run. Okay, we need the parent support. I had a student, formerly from my form class, who was not able to do these activities, and also because the parents felt that their child was not able to participate in these games. All right. Singapore Disability Sports Council, headed by Mr. Tan, really big help to us, and I appreciate all the support that they have given us. Okay, SportsCare and Sports SG for inviting me to share this, our efforts in including Paralympic Games in the school system. Okay, so like I said, I'm very honored and humbled to be here. Okay, and that concludes my presentation, and yeah, I'm looking forward to working with organizations or partners so that my students can really benefit and see that sports has a place in building a more beautiful society. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ho.